Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are strapping in for what feels like the ultimate act of self-care, maybe even rebellion against that whole burnt-out culture thing. We're talking about sleep-maxing.
Right. And that term, it sounds, maybe like another piece of intense biohacking jargon.
Exactly.
But it's actually the total opposite. This is all about prioritizing deep restorative sleep, making it non-negotiable. It's the real optimization tool for your health, mental and physical.
Yeah, forget the 4 a.m. hustle club. We are maximizing rest here.
And we really have to. The stakes are way bigger than just, how many emails you clear by lunchtime. We need to move past people bragging about getting 4 hours of sleep. Because the data, it shows an economic crisis, frankly. Sleep deprivation costs the U.S. economy something like $411 billion a year.
Wow, billion. That's huge.
It is. It comes from lost productivity, more accidents, healthcare costs that could be avoided. If you're looking for a drag on the economy, it's people not getting enough sleep, chronic insufficiency.
So that old saying, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Thankfully, yeah, that's dead itself.
Good.
The script is totally flipped. The people who are really at peak performance, they're telling a completely different story now.
Like who? We mean athletes.
Yeah, look at elite athletes.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Roger Federer. They aren't squeezing in 6 hours. During competition season, they're strategically aiming for 12, sometimes more hours a night.
12, really?
Yeah, they see sleep as strategic recovery. It's non-negotiable. It's what separates the truly elite from just, very good.
So it really is the ultimate performance hack.
Precisely because it's foundational. It's not a trick, it's essential. But here's the kicker, the reality check. CDC data. It shows 70% of adults say they get insufficient sleep at least one night a month.
70%. So, 7 out of 10 people listening right now aren't getting what their bodies actually need on a regular basis.
That's the reality.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive then is clear. We want to cut through the hype, the fads, and focus on what actually works based on the stack of sources we've got. We're going to break it down, right?
Yep. 4 parts. We'll hit the science of rest first, why your brain needs this stuff. Then, environmental fixes, setting up your space. After that, behavioral rules, what you actually need to do. And finally, we'll debunk some of those viral hacks and tech things you see everywhere.
Sounds good. Let's start with the science then. Why is sleep so critical?
Okay, so the big thing to understand is that sleep isn't passive. It's not just switching off. Your brain is incredibly active, performing critical maintenance. It cycles through different stages, N1, N2, N3, and REM.
In those, 90-minute blocks.
Roughly, yeah. About 90 minutes per cycle, and your brain needs to run through several of these cycles each night for it to be truly effective.
Okay, so what happens if we cut it short? If we think, 7 hours is fine, or maybe just 6?
Well, you end up robbing yourself primarily of the most restorative phases. That's N3, which is deep sleep, and REM sleep. Deep sleep, N3, happens more early in the night. It's vital for physical repair, tissue growth, hormone regulation. You skip this, you feel physically drained, unrestored.
Makes sense. And REM.
REM, that's the dream stage. It comes in heavier later in the night, in those later cycles. And it's absolutely crucial for memory consolidation, processing emotions. And here's the really interesting part for daily life. Boosting creativity and complex problem solving.
So if you feel kind of mentally sluggish or can't quite connect ideas,
You've likely shortchanged your REM sleep. Cutting sleep short doesn't just affect how you feel physically, it directly impacts your cognitive abilities for the next day.
so sleep isn't just about recovery from yesterday, it's actively prepping you for tomorrow's thinking. Wow. Okay, but none of this works on a messed up schedule, right?
Yeah.
What about the circadian rhythm? How important is consistency?
Oh, it's surprisingly rigid. Consistency is really its only friend. Your circadian rhythm is like the master internal clock. It regulates hormones, metabolism, body temperature, everything.
Right.
And if you have irregular sleep-wake times, like staying up super late on Friday, sleeping until noon Saturday, you're constantly sending mixed signals to that clock. It destabilizes the whole system.
So those weekend sleep binges are actually bad.
Yeah. They completely disrupt the rhythm you might have built up during the week. It's one of the fastest ways to derail that sensitive internal clock. Consistency is king.
Okay, that leads perfectly into the practical stuff.
Yeah.
If you're serious about this sleep maxing idea, you need to treat your bedroom like you said, a fortress.
A sleep fortress, exactly, designed for maximum restoration. And the single most underrated factor, based on all the research, Temperature.
Temperature, really?
Yeah.
More than light or sound?
Absolutely critical and often overlooked. See, to even initiate sleep, your body needs to drop its core temperature by a couple of degrees.
Okay.
If your room's too warm, your body is literally fighting against this natural cool-down process all night long. That fragments your sleep, prevents you from getting into those sustained deep cycles.
So what's the magic number?
The proven ideal range is actually quite narrow and for many surprisingly cool. 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
65. Wow, that's
Yeah,
chilly.
it is. That's about 18 to 20 Celsius. But that range lets your body efficiently radiate heat, especially from your hands and feet, to get that core temperature down.
And even small changes matter, like, say, 72 degrees?
Oh, yeah. Even just going up to 70 or 72 degrees can significantly cut down the amount and quality of deep sleep you get. It's that sensitive.
Okay, message received. Crank the AC or open a window. Ditch the heavy duvet, maybe.
Yeah.
Next up, light. We all know screens are bad, but why exactly?
Light is basically sleep's kryptonite,
Yeah.
especially the blue light wavelengths coming from our screens, phones, tablets, computers, TVs. That specific light, when you're exposed to it in the, say, 2 to 3 hours before bed, can suppress your body's natural melatonin production by up to 50%.
50%. That's huge.
It is. And remember, melatonin isn't like a sleeping pill. It's not a sedative. It's the signal hormone. It tells your brain, okay, it's dark, time to wind down for sleep. If you blast that signal away right before bed, you're making it much harder for your brain to transition naturally.
So we really need pitch black. Like blackout curtains. Cover the little LED lights on chargers. Total darkness.
Total darkness is the goal. And that brings us to sound.
Right. Does soundproofing help? Or maybe white noise?
Yeah, engineering your sound environment can make a big difference, especially if you live somewhere noisy like a city. Sudden noises, car horn, neighbor's dog, whatever, they can pull you out of deeper sleep stages even if you don't fully wake up and remember it.
Okay.
White noise machines are great for this. They create this constant, stable sound floor. Clinical studies show they can improve sleep quality by around 43% just by masking those sudden, disruptive background sounds.
43% improvement is pretty significant.
Okay.
So cool, dark, quiet. Got it. Now let's shift from the room itself to what we put in our bodies and how we structure our day. Behavioral stuff. Let's talk the fuel.
Okay, 2 major players here that mess with sleep. Caffeine and alcohol. Obvious, maybe, but the details matter.
Let's start with caffeine.
Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. That means if you have your last big coffee at, say, 2 p.m., half of that caffeine is still swimming around, actively blocking sleep receptors in your brain at 7 or 8 p.m. People often think they're used to it or it doesn't affect them, but biologically it's still having an impact long after you feel the initial buzz wear off.
Right. And alcohol. It feels like it helps you fall asleep sometimes.
That's the really insidious part about alcohol. It does make you drowsy, it can help you fall asleep faster initially, but the quality of the sleep you get after drinking, it's terrible.
Oh, so?
It massively disrupts your sleep architecture. It dramatically reduces REM sleep by as much as 40%. Plus, it tends to keep you stuck in the lighter stages, N1 and N2. It fragments your sleep, prevents those deep restorative cycles. So you might be unconscious for 8 hours, but you didn't get quality restorative sleep.
Okay, so avoid the nightcap for better sleep. What about exercise? We know it's good for sleep generally, but does timing matter?
Hugely. Regular exercise is fantastic. For sleep, improves quality by about 65% overall, but when you do, it is critical, and it comes back to temperature again.
Ah, the core body temperature thing.
Exactly. Exercise raises your core body temperature, and that elevation can stick around for 4, even 5 hours afterwards.
And we need to cool down to sleep.
Right. So the recommendation is to schedule your more intense workouts at least 3 hours before your intended bedtime. That gives your body enough time for that crucial cool-down phase. A walk after dinner is fine, but maybe save the HIIT session for earlier in the day.
Okay, this is a lot of pieces. Let's try and tie it together. The sources mentioned a really specific, kind of intense formula for the evening routine. The 10-3-2-1-0 formula.
Yes, the 10-3-2-1-0. It sounds rigid, but it's basically just a structured way to force yourself to follow the science we've just talked about. It aligns your behavior with your body's natural wind-down process.
Let's break it down. Rule 1, no caffeine 10 hours before bed. That feels really tough for a lot of people. It means no afternoon coffee for most.
It does. It's challenging, but it respects that 5 to 6 hour half-life. It ensures most of the stimulant is gone before you even try to sleep.
Okay. Next, no food 3 hours before bed.
Right. Digestion is an active process. It raises core body temperature slightly and diverts energy. You want that energy going towards brain and body repair during sleep, not digesting a big meal.
Then no work 2 hours before bed. And this isn't just at the screen time, right?
Exactly. It's about mental disengagement. You need to stop firing up the problem-solving, stress response parts of your brain.
Yeah.
Give yourself a buffer to just decompress psychologically. Relax.
Okay. Which leads to no screens 1 hour before bed. This is the big one for modern life.
Yeah. Directly addressing that melatonin suppression from blue light we talked about. Put the phone away. Put the tablet away. Read a physical book. Listen to a podcast or music. Talk to someone. Anything but staring at a screen.
And finally, the zero. Zero hitting the snooze button in the morning. Why is snooze so bad?
Because hitting snooze is essentially starting a new sleep cycle that you know you're going to interrupt in 9 minutes. It's low-quality, fragmented sleep that leads to that awful, groggy feeling sleep inertia that can last for hours.
Ugh, sleep inertia. Yeah.
Getting up at your set time consistently every single day, even weekends, that anchors your circadian rhythm like nothing else. That zero is tough, but crucial.
Okay, 10, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's a serious commitment, but seems like the core framework. Now, let's tackle some of those viral things. The Sleepy Girl mocktail, cherry juice, magnesium powder. What's the verdict? Is it legit or just TikTok hype?
Well, the good news is it's fairly harmless to try. Tart cherry juice does contain some natural melatonin and tryptophan, which is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin. And magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate, is known to help with muscle relaxation.
So it might help a bit.
It might offer some mild support. People report subjective benefits. If you enjoy it and it feels like part of a relaxing routine, great. And don't expect it to be a magic bullet or a replacement for good sleep hygiene. It's not a powerful pharmaceutical effect.
Right. Speaking of which, melatonin supplements. People grab those huge 10-milligram pills at the pharmacy. Is that effective? Or even counterproductive?
It's often counterproductive and definitely misunderstood. That's the critical mistake. Thinking more is better. Okay. The research consistently shows melatonin works best when it works at much lower doses. We're talking 0.3 to 1 milligram.
0.3, not 10.
Exactly. Not 10 times that. Those high doses can actually flood your receptors, potentially leading to grogginess the next day or even rebound insomnia. And the timing is key, too.
How so?
It's most effective not as a knockout pill taken right at bedtime, but taken hours before bed to help gently shift or regulate your circadian rhythm, signaling darkness is coming. It's a timing signal, not a sedative.
Good to know. Are there other supplements mentioned in the sources that show more promise?
Yeah, a couple stand out with better evidence. Magnesium glycinate, like we mentioned, around 100 to 350 milligrams, seems helpful for physical relaxation. And L-theanine.
L-theanine, what's that?
It's an amino acid found in green tea. Taking about 200 milligrams has been shown in some studies to help people fall asleep faster, reducing sleep latency by maybe around 14 minutes on average. It promotes relaxation without drowsiness.
Interesting. Okay, two other quick trends. Mouth taping and sleep trackers.
Yeah.
Mouth taping seems intense.
It's definitely risky territory for DIY.
Yep.
While the idea is to encourage nasal breathing, which can be good, especially if you suffer from dry mouth, you absolutely must talk to a doctor first.
Why?
Because if you have an underlying obstruction, like a deviated septum or nasal polyps, taping your mouth shut could be dangerous. You might not be able to breathe adequately. You could wake up panicked. It needs assessment.
Got it. Not a casual thing to try. And the trackers.
Yeah.
Rings, watches, apps telling us our REM percentage. How accurate is that data?
Use them with a pretty big grain of salt. They can be great for tracking consistency, your bedtimes, wake times, total time in bed. That's useful for motivation and patterns.
The sleep stage stuff. Deep versus REM.
The accuracy there compared to a clinical sleep study, an EEG, it's, well, let's just say not 100%. The algorithms are getting better, but they're still estimating based on heart rate and movement. Treat the numbers, REM percentage, deep sleep minutes as relative trends for yourself, not as definitive scientific fact. Don't get orthosomnia, obsessing over perfect tracker scores.
Right. Don't let the tracker cause sleep anxiety.
Okay.
Let's wrap up with an emergency plan. What if you do everything right? Cool room, 10, 3, 2, 1, 0, followed, but you're just lying there wide awake.
Okay, the key here is the 25-minute rule. If you're in bed and haven't fallen asleep after what feels like about 25 minutes, get out of bed.
Get up, really?
Yes, you have to break the association your brain might be forming between your bed and the feeling of frustrated wakefulness. Go to another room, keep the lights super low, and do something really boring. Read a dull textbook, fold laundry, maybe listen to some very calm music, nothing stimulating, no screens. Wait until you feel genuinely sleepy again, then go back to bed. Don't just lie there tossing and turning for hours. That trains your brain to see the bed as a place of anxiety.
That makes sense. Break the cycle.
Yeah.
And what about people with really persistent problems? Say, trouble sleeping for weeks or months despite trying these things.
If it's going on longer than, say, 3 weeks and you've been consistent with good sleep hygiene, it's time to see a professional. The gold standard long-term treatment for chronic insomnia is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBT-I.
CBT-I.
Yeah. It has incredibly high success rates, like 70 to 80%. Way better than sleeping pills, which are often only around 30–45% effective and come with side effects and dependency risks. CBT-I helps restructure your thoughts and behaviors around sleep. And of course, a doctor can rule out underlying issues like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome, which needs specific medical treatment.
Okay, that's crucial. Don't just struggle endlessly alone. Let's bring this all home. The big takeaway seems to be that Sleepmaxxing, done right, isn't a weird hack. It's the actual power move against burnout culture.
Absolutely.
And the way to do it is these specific structured rules, that 10-3-2-1-0 formula, getting that room temperature right down to 65–68, total darkness, protecting that sleep window.
Right.
That's the real work.
And remember that paradox. You don't want to spend more time in bed than you can actually sleep. If you consistently only get, say, 7.5 hours, don't lie there for 9 hours stressing about it.
Right.
Keep that wake-up time rock solid. That's your anchor. Get some morning sunlight, maybe 15–30 minutes, to reinforce your circadian rhythm. And then maybe even delay your bedtime slightly for a few nights to build up stronger sleep pressure or sleep drive. Consistency and making the bed a place only for sleep are key.
Okay, so final thought for everyone listening. If sleep really is this critical maintenance period for your memory, your creativity, your performance, what's the actual cost of cutting it short by an hour tonight? It's not just about feeling tired tomorrow.
About the quality of your thinking, the originality of your ideas.
Exactly. What great idea might you not have tomorrow because you skimped on brain maintenance tonight? Something to think about as you go protect your night.